Hello again, YouTube, and welcome to our Week 12 NFL picks from the world of football. I am your host, Adam Snow, and with me this week is the founder of the world of football, Randy Snow, and joining us again 2 weeks in a row, Kyle from Just Lying Around, a podcast him and I do together. He has made an appearance after a successful week of picking, and he's decided to grace us with his presence yet again. Kyle, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to up the score again here.
Oh, really? Okay, well, speaking of, let's take a look back at last week and see how everybody did, because Kyle, you're in the mix there. And last week we had a number of people go 10-4 last week for the best record during the week. That includes Kyle, Aaron, Hawkeye07, Mike. It's all right there on the screen. And as you can all see there, as we go down, I am sitting at the bottom with a 7-7 record last week. Not too happy about being in last place, but at least it was 500. I will at least be happy about that. But and then once we get into the overall standings, Kyle, we had to leave you out. It's only been 1 week you've been picking, so you're not in the overall standings, but you'll show up next week since you'll have 2 games there. But overall, taking the lead is Hawkeye07 with a 64.63%, followed by Leonard at 63.51, just ahead of Mike, who's at 63.41. B. Lewis at 61.59, Liz at 60.37, and the list goes on. And finding themselves at the bottom of the overall list is myself, again, at 55.49%. Aaron has leapfrogged me. Dad has leapfrogged me by 0.10%. Is that correct? Oh, no, we tied. So you and I are both at the bottom, so we both suck. Hey, it's over 50%. That's all we can hope for pretty much when doing this. So without further ado, let's go to our disclaimer before we get into our picks. Dad, why don't you read that off if you're ready?
Yes. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, obviously. And you should never use our picks for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, it is. And hopefully people are entertained by how bad Dad and I are doing and how good everybody else seems to be doing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Happy Thanksgiving week, by the way, everybody. That's something that we got to throw out there. It's Thanksgiving week. And traditionally, we all know what that means when it comes to football. And that means starting off with our beloved Detroit Lions, who will be hosting the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed for those gorgeous throwback uniforms to make an appearance this year, but we'll see. I guess I'm going to be the first one to pick this one. And the Lions had a scary game against the Bears. They came out with the W. The Packers got a big win at Lambeau against the Chargers. And I expect Detroit to kind of button up on a short week against the Packers at home. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, I think this is not going to be a cakewalk. I'd love it to be a cakewalk, but I think this might be another tough game like the Chicago game. But in the end, I do feel that Detroit's going to come out on top of this game, so give me the Lions.
Well, if you guys seen the Packers injury list there, half the team's on it. So at home, Thanksgiving, in Detroit, I think the Lions are going to dominate, so give me the Lions.
All right. And then Aaron, who is still on his honeymoon, enjoying the many food offerings that the country of Italy has to offer, has sent in his picks, and he is also going with the Lions, so make it a sweep. All right, the second game of the triple header on Thanksgiving, we'll see the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Randy, who are you taking in that game?
Give me the hated Cowboys in that game.
It being at the Cowboys, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Unfortunately, I got to agree with you. Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving, a game you know that they all want to win. The Commanders have been a bit of a mess. Could it be a closer game than I think people think? Sure. I think the Commanders could still give them a run for their money, but I'm going to take the Cowboys to come out on top of that one. And Aaron is also taking the Cowboys, so make it another sweep. All right, and then the third game of the triple header on Thanksgiving, we'll see an NFC West division battle as the San Francisco 49ers travel out to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Kyle, who do you see taking this one?
Being a late game, it's probably gonna be colder at Seahawks. The stadium's kind of wild to play in. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks on this one.
A bit of a surprise there from you. I mean, I think that those are all valid reasons why the Seahawks could win this game. But the San Francisco 49ers are probably one of the best teams in the league again. They kind of got things back on track after that 3-game skid. Give me them showing up on primetime Niners.
Yeah, this game could go either way, but I am going to go with the 49ers in this game.
All right, and Aaron is also going with the Niners to make Kyle the odd man out. All right, then we're going to go to, we have a Black Friday game, the first Black Friday game the NFL has had. And this is going to be the Miami Dolphins going to New York to play the Jets. This should be another interesting game here because the Jets have made a quarterback change. The Dolphins are now on Hard Knocks, so now they got all those cameras and extra eyes on them. So I don't know what to really expect, but I think that with it being a division matchup, this should be a pretty close game. But give me the Dolphins to squeak it out against that good New York Jets defense.
I agree. I'll take Miami in that one. It's going to be a real Black Friday for the Jets.
Yeah.
Well, the Jets stink. Tim Boyle stinks. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Yep, and Aaron's going with the Dolphins to also make it a Black Friday sweep. All right, then we got the Sunday slate of games, starting with the New Orleans Saints traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Dad, you get to start off with this one if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I am going to go with Atlanta in this one. Not sure why, but I'm picking Atlanta.
With Arthur Smith making a change at quarterback again with Ritter, I think it's a bad move. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I think the Saints are a little bit better of a team. Another dome game for them. They lead the division technically at 5-5. I expect them to get this win. Give me the Saints. And Aaron is also going with the Saints. So does that make that a sweep? I wasn't.
No, I'm the odd man out this time.
Oh, you the odd man out. All right. All right, the next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers will travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Kyle, who you got?
Well, with the curse lifted on the Steelers, Matt Canada's finally fired. Bengals are in a rough spot right now, so I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers. You get rid of Matt Canada. Joe Burrow's out for the season for the Bengals, so I'm not even sure who their backup is. If he's going to be capable of carrying that team to even anywhere near the level that Burrow could. But I'm taking the Steelers.
I am also taking the Steelers in that game.
Okay, thanks for the dramatic pause. And Aaron is also taking the Steelers to make it a full-on sweep. All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars will take on the Houston Texans. Now, this should be a pretty good game. Both teams are looking pretty good, the Texans especially. Jaguars got back on track this week. This game is in Houston, but give me the Jaguars to take that one. I just think they'll be a little too much for the young Texans team.
I am going to take Houston in this game. Not quite sure why, but I'm going with the home team, Houston, to kind of pull an upset.
With the way the Jaguars' offensive line's probably clicking now, I just feel that C.J. Stroud's team, their Texans, they're gonna win. So I got the Texans.
All right, and whoa, you're going with the Texans too. Wow, okay. And Aaron's going with the Jags, so we got a complete split on that one. Very interesting. All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will travel up to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Dad, you take this one first.
I'm going to take the hometown Colts in that game.
With the Colts coming off a bye, Gardner Minshew's mustache looking pretty pristine right now. I'm gonna go with the Colts. Not yours. I said
Okay.
Gardner Minshew's.
I know, but I mean, him and I got that in common, don't we? But I actually think, I guess the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've had some ups and downs this season, but I think the Buccaneers are going to go up to Indy and get this win. It ain't going to be pretty, but I think Tampa Bay takes this one. And that makes me the odd man out because Aaron is going with the Colts as well as you guys. So I will be the odd man out on that one. All right. The New England Patriots will travel to the New York Giants in a battle for who is going to try to get the number one pick. Kyle, you get to start this one.
With both these teams playing really bad right now, Patriots looking far worse. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
You see, I'm torn. I said to stick a fork in the Giants. Then they got that win over the Commanders last week. And the Patriots have been bad. They're a mess. They are just a complete mess. So I'm going to go against what I think I should do, and I'm going to take the Giants to get the win.
Yeah, I didn't think there was another team out there worse than the Giants, but I think New England is it right now. So I'm taking the Giants.
All right, and then Aaron is actually going to end up taking the New England Patriots for that one. So no sweep on that one. Shocker there. The Carolina Panthers will travel to Tennessee to play the Titans. Another game of teams at the bottom of the league. I don't know what to expect from this game. They're two bad teams, but with the Titans being at home, I guess I'll just lean Titans. Probably won't be pretty.
Yeah, I'm going with the home team, Tennessee Titans, also in that game, for no other reason that they're the home team.
Yep, I think with King Henry, he's gonna get back to a win with Will Levis on his back. King Henry's gonna carry the Titans to a win.
All right, and Aaron will also pick the Titans, so that makes it a sweep. All right, the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals will kick off the 4 o'clock slate of games. This game in Arizona, Dad, who you got?
Oh, give me the mighty Rams. If Stafford's healthy, they don't stand a chance. Give me the Rams.
I think Cup might be hurt, so I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Wow. Well, I think even with Cup down, they still got Nakua. Stafford, it was an ugly win last week. Maybe it'll be another ugly win this week. Give me the Rams. And Aaron is also taking the Rams, so Kyle is the odd man out. The Cleveland Browns will travel to Denver to play the Broncos. This should be a sneaky good game. Kyle, you get this one first.
Both defenses are playing pretty good. I think that the Browns defense is just too good for that Broncos offensive line, so I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I think the Browns have the best defense in the league, but Russell Wilson's been coming alive. The Broncos are riding a nice win streak here. I don't trust Cleveland's offense at all. So give me the Broncos to get a big home win against the Browns.
I am going with the Browns, even though they don't have Deshaun Watson, but I'm still taking the Browns.
All right, and I'm the odd man out again, as Aaron has also taken the Browns. All right, then you got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. I think this should be a closer game than I think people are going to anticipate. But Kansas City, after that game on Monday night, they're going to come back. They're going to come hungry. And their rivalry with the Raiders, Max Crosby's going to be all fired up to take on Patrick Mahomes. So it's going to be a dogfight, but give me the Chiefs to pull one out.
I agree. I'm going to take the Chiefs in that game. They should have won that Monday night game. Very uncharacteristic that they had 5 drop passes in that game. So give me the Chiefs.
I think Andy Reid's gonna drag Taylor Swift to this game, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yep, and Aaron has also gone with the Chiefs, so we have another sweep. All right, the Buffalo Bills will travel to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Randy, will Bills Mafia show up for this one?
Well, the fans will probably be there, but the Eagles are going to win this game, I think. So give me Philadelphia.
When you got a quarterback squatting 700 pounds, it's got to be the Eagles.
Is that what he's squatting? I didn't know that. Are you talking about that whole offensive line being 700 pounds? Because he's got to push all of them to get to the end zone?
Both of them.
Both. All right, well, I'm going to take the Eagles. They're the best team in the NFL. I don't care. Right now they are. They're still beatable, but just in terms of what they do everything so well. No game is without a reach for them. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles. Probably pretty handily against a Buffalo team that I just don't trust. And then Aaron is also going with the Eagles. So we have a fly Eagles fly sweep. All right, your Sunday night game features the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Kyle, is this the game that they finally fired their head coach over there in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I think they're gonna fire Brandon Staley mid-game, and so yeah, I'm picking the Ravens.
Now that's going to go down as an official prediction, and if it doesn't come true, that's going to count against you. Just so you know.
Yeah, well, when he comes out, it doesn't come out in halftime. You know why?
Yeah, I'm going Ravens. They're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league. The Chargers are a mess. They got so much talent, but they just can't seem to get it all to work. So give me the Ravens.
I agree. I'm also going to take the Ravens. Not sure about the Chargers at all. Even though they're at home, give me the Ravens.
All right, Aaron's taking the Ravens as well to make that a sweep. And finally, this should be an interesting game as the Chicago Bears take on the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. I like Joshua Dobbs. I think he's a great story, but I think we finally saw that he's beatable. He's human. The astronaut was brought down to earth. And I think we saw, especially against our Detroit Lions, that the Chicago Bears can hang with some good teams when they get a healthy Justin Fields back and they game plan properly. Whether or not they game manage it in the back end of the game is to be determined. But I will take the Chicago Bears to get an upset win against the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Boy, I originally had Vikings written down, but I'm not so sure.
Dad, did we lose you?
I think I'm going to change that, and I'm going to go with the Bears as well. They looked really good through 3 quarters against Detroit, so I think they can probably duplicate that against the Vikings. And I don't think the Vikings have an answer for the Bears quarterback. So I'm going to take the Bears in that one.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. I think the Bears defense is going to beat up on Josh Jobs so bad he's going to get a hold of Elon Musk and be the first person to Mars to get away from the Vikings. So I'm going to go with the Bears.
Who writes his stuff?
Yeah, Aaron's going with Minnesota. So Aaron's the odd man out. he had you for a second, Dad. I don't know what changed your mind.
I don't know. This was a real toss-up. I was going with Minnesota just because they were the home team, but I do kind of think that maybe Chicago is just a little bit better of the two worst teams in our conference or division.
Well, they're not that bad. The Vikings don't have a bad record. They're still second place in our division, but we'll see what happens. That's why they play the games. But all right, yeah. So, how many do we want to recap real quick? How many sweeps we had?
We had a total of 8 sweeps out of 16 games this week, so half the games we all agreed on.
Okay, very interesting. And no teams on bye this week. It's a full 16-game slate, obviously, as we just went through everything. So, yeah, that should be interesting. And that was this week's picks. You guys got any other thoughts, things you want to get off your chest? Kyle, any more funny analogies you want to throw out there before we call it a day?
Just be on the lookout for the Lions to eat a lot of cheese heads Thursday. So, yeah.
Oh.
Little cheese with
You'll
that
be one
turkey.
of them. You're going to eat a full cheese head live on... Yeah. But all right. I guess that's it for this week's show. Guys, Dad, you want to read them? They're where they can find us, all the other stuff we're doing?
Yes. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. We're also on X, Facebook, and Instagram, where the address on all 3 of those is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted on Tuesdays and is available on all major podcast platforms, as well as Amazon Music. So you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can also find the full audio version of our podcast on YouTube. So please spread the word, give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and please come be part of the football conversation. And if you want to get in on these picks, just drop a comment in the comment section and leave us your picks, and we'll add you to next week's picks. We've had a couple people added on the last couple weeks, so always looking for new people to make us look foolish. So come on and do that.
Yep, for sure. And be sure to send money to Randy, because you guys probably don't experience it, but Kyle and I have been having a hard time understanding anything coming out of Randy's side of things. So, some internet issues, but I'm sure it'll come out fine in the final edit here. But just so you know, send Randy a satellite. Get a hold of Elon Musk if he's going to shoot Joshua Dobbs into space. Maybe send Randy a satellite to just get some decent internet out there at the World of Football headquarters. So, all right, we're going to wrap up this show. We ran a little long this week. For Kyle, for Randy, for Aaron, who should be back next week. Kyle, we thank you again for stopping by the last couple of weeks. Feel free to drop your picks, and we'll get them in the show if you want to keep going. If not, we totally understand if you want to try to go out on top.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy some football like every day of the weekend this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. And until then, we will see you guys next week.